Okay, welcome back to the garden. It's the end of March and there is a lot going on, so plenty to show you and plenty to do today. We're going to be, well, I'll show you. We've got tomatoes to pot on, we've got some chilies to pot on. I've got lots to show you in the greenhouse that's happening from the last few weeks. I have work in the garden that's been done, I can show you some of that too. And then I've got packets and packets of seeds in the trolley. There they are down there. We'll look at those as well. So loads to do. Let's make a start. So let's start with a little bit of what's going on to see where we're at in the season. So end of March, and you can see lots of things are starting to sprout. This is last year's lupins, are growing back really well. I use this bed as a flower nursery, so there's loads of seeds in here as well. They'll come through, but lupins to start off with. And I've started to clear most of the other beds. This one is garlic and leek. That one is currently planted with chickens. The rest are empty and bare. And over this way, we've got another chicken, and we've got our gooseberries and our raspberries. That was a chicken in there, look, too. So yeah, then we've got the tomatoes that done this year so far. We've got sweet pea in here. In the greenhouse, we've got a row of peas. This will be our first crop of the year. They're in here to start them off early. And on the shelving, these are seeds we sowed last time: the zinnia, broccoli, cabbage. I've got my backup tomatoes to put those in a minute. And then we've got the seeds we planted on last time. We've got some marigolds, leek, lettuce, and they're ready to go out. Those are broad beans. Potatoes sitting down there. So that's a lot. So today we're going to do some more seed sowing. We're going to plant things on. It's general task to crack on with the season. When I cut the grass, you might have noticed that too. But really, we're at the point now where we're up, we're running, we're going, and we're doing stuff, which is great. Right, first thing we're going to do is tomatoes. They need to be potted on. If you remember a few weeks ago, we had the leggy seedlings video, and in that video, we took the seedlings, which have gone a bit leggy because they've been on the windowsill, there's been very little light, and we potted them on into 3-inch pots. Now, this is what we have now. Some of them are very large, and that's got far too big for that pot. Some, not so big, but they're different varieties, which is why. But they smell fantastic. But I thought I would show you this. This is a seed tray we grew them in originally, and these are what's left. I kept these ones as backups in case some of my really leggy ones died by the transplant. And it's interesting, so they haven't got any taller, but they have got slightly stockier, which is quite good. And I might even save a few of these to plant outside as outdoor tomatoes as my backups, because they're ones in the pots here for the greenhouse. What I was going to say that actually was, can you see the difference between potting on and not potting on? So you give a plant more nutrients. Wow. So that's why I pot on. It makes a massive difference. And that does bring me to the chilies. So chilies, I had a terrible time with chilies. They never actually grow very well for me. Here they are. These were sown before the tomatoes, believe it or not, and they are still tiny. They have just got their second leaf, so that's when you would plant them on. For me, I suspect the issue is more warmth and sunshine, because I don't have either very early in the season, because I live in the north of Yorkshire, which is Northern England if you're not watching the UK. And we've had a very wet, cold season too, so I suspect that is the main issue for those. But, I'm going to put them on today, bit of nutrients, and see if we can get them going. I'm going to leave them in the greenhouse now. It should now be warm enough to be in here rather than the house. So we will see. But first job, tomatoes. Now we're going to use these. These are a 5-inch pot. They've all got holes in the bottom for drainage. We're going to fill them up with tomato compost. I've got a particular tomato compost. This is we call it in the UK, a tomato grow bag. They designed them here so you can plant straight in the bags, but I never do that. But it is a compost that has got the right additives in there, particularly for tomatoes, so it's good for potting on. I will fill the bottom, I'll show you, and then I'll plant and I'll pack around it. Okay, so got a small amount at the bottom. That is to sit the plant on, because what I want to do, as always, is plant these as deep as possible. So you'll see got a pretty good root growth on there. It's not root bound, but because the plant is so tall, I need to plant it on to support it better, and I want to give it an opportunity to grow roots to about here. So I'm going to plant it nice and deep. Right, so you'll see in there, I place it in the pot. It's right down, in fact, slightly deeper as I intended for the first leaves. They're now under the level of the soil. I'm going to pack it right up nice and steady. There you go. So it's potted in. Don't forget your label, because at this stage, all stages, think of fruit, all tomatoes look exact. Well, no, they don't look exactly the same, but look similar enough not for you to be able to tell, other than the tomatoes. They're actually different, but you won't be able to tell. So label in. That one's Cherry Falls. Going to give it a water, and I'm going to repeat 30 times. See you in a minute. Right, so that's done. I'll just show you what we've done so far. So we planted on the tomatoes that were inside in big pots. So they are now going to live on the shelf over there. I'll still keep them covered up in here for the time being because if there were a cold night, a cold snap, and they're on the floor, they would die. So they still need frost protection, but they should be okay in the greenhouse. And then up here, that's what's left of the backup tray. And I put 6 in here. And these 6 are mystery tomatoes. I think the Roma from where they were in this tray, because this label is Roma, but I'm not 100%. So we'll just have to see what they end up being. But 6 extra Roma is good. So let's get them on the shelf, and then I'm going to tackle these. Now, chilies are actually related to tomatoes, so I'm going to use the tomato compost just to see if that is or has the right nutrient to give them a little bit of zip along. And now it's slightly warmer, they might catch up. I have managed to grow tomatoes here in the greenhouse, but I always have a slow start. So we'll see if that does the trick. And then maybe next year I'll remember to start them off in tomato compost if that seems to work better, along with this grow light. I'm obviously going to have to buy a grow light next year, so we'll try that. But for now, let's pop them on. So we go from this. So this is what we're aiming for. I was going to do the whole tray and do this until this part, but it occurred to me that unless you watched last week's video, which you might not have done, you may not have seen this bit. So what we're doing, I'm using the lollipop stick here. I'm loosening up the roots, and I'm supposed to do it by leaf, like that. And then you drop it in the hole, and I've pre-used the lollipop stick hole. And I've got a bit of root there. I'm going to tuck it nice and deep in there with the lollipop stick and pack the soil around it. I'll do it again, I didn't film it very well. So I'm going to make the hole like this. See my hole? I'm going to ease out the plant, do it holding the, you know what, I'm going to use the stem this time, just very gentle. There you go. I've got a better grasp. I'm going to twist it in. I'm use lollipop stick, firm it in. There you go. That's the idea. And that's potting on. Oh, this is called pricking out, in fact. Potting on was that, from one pot to another pot. This is pricking out. So I'll do the whole tray now. So now it's starting to look pretty good. End of March. That one's cabbage just starting to come up there. This is the chilies. We've just done those. Raw beans, lettuce, and tomatoes down there. So next, what next? Now I've got loads of seeds here, but they're not all for in here. So things like beans I will start, but probably not until middle of April. Similar cucumbers and I might start cucumbers sooner rather than later. Cucumbers, yeah, March, April. Cucumbers, and then we're going to do courgettes. I've got loads of those in the house. What I want to look at in particular, some of the flowers. Sweet corn, I'm going to direct sow. Beetroot, I'm going to direct sow. I'm going to direct sow carrots and parsnips. So that's, I bought some more pumpkins because I can't help it. These are nasturtium. Nasturtium grow really well in direct sow too. So really, those two are seed tray jobs. So I think I'll start those today. But as you can see, I've got lots and lots to come. Next week, I think I'll start all the courgettes and pumpkins. Yes. I also need to do a compost over for this lot. So, lupins and echinacea, both very similar in terms of planting techniques. Yes, I read the instructions on the back of the packet, and that's what I'm going to follow. Nice big seeds, and actually they both need to be in about 1.5 centimetre below the surface. So I'm just going to put loads on. This is the lupin, nice big seeds. I'm going to scatter those on the soil because I like lupins. The more I get out of there, the better. I've got a few more. I'm going to put too many on. And same with echinacea. These ones. Nope. Made an absolute mess of that. Okay. Right, there you go. There's those ones. Less in this packet, but we'll sprinkle those in the soil. There's a seed soil, so it's very sandy. Good. Okay, I can hear chickens in the background. Now, I'll show you that. So looping on my right, echinacea on my left. I'm going to cover those with soil, put a label in, and then water after, because they're big seeds, so I can water after this time. There you go. I'm going to put lids on these ones because they need to germinate. I'll take the lids off the ones that are already germinated. And I have to leave these ones on the bench because, as you can see from my rack, I'm getting a bit limited in space. There you go. And I think that's where I'm going to leave it today, because lots of the next thing I want to do is direct sowing. So the next job is to order in some bulk compost. I've got my own over there, but it's probably not enough to cover the beds. So I'm order some bulk compost. I'm start getting those beds covered up, and then us to do some direct sowing next time. So that's the first time this year. It's now dry enough. And then in here, we'll have these things to prick out if we haven't done it already. And then we'll see how far the tomatoes. By then, I imagine the tomatoes will be too big for being in here, and they'll be sitting out on the beds ready to go in. This will need conditioning as well. So we are rapidly moving on. Oh, next time to be potatoes will have to go in as well. So thanks for watching. As ever, if you have got something from the video, please do give a like and a subscribe. Any questions, pop them below. I'm very happy to have a chat, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for now.